These are the 9 ways to get out of the 200 view jail. And as you guys can see here, I have the top 9 reasons. I'm going to go ahead and break them down for you one by one. So let's go ahead and get started. The first one we're going to talk about here is your topics and ideas just aren't interesting. So the first part here is your hook. You can't stop the scroll. You have to be able to stop the scroll with your hook. So the things that you're saying, as well as the things that you're doing on the screen, those things are going to go ahead and matter. So you have a visual hook and you have the actual words that you're saying. And so if this is a problem for you, you're not able to get people to stop scrolling, you're never gonna get people to watch your videos anyway. So one of the things you can go ahead and do is make sure to work on the first 10 seconds way more than you work on anything else. Another part of this is your ideas don't make them take a chance. Your ideas aren't packaged well enough. A lot of times when Mr. Beast gets a lot of views and a lot of these people on YouTube and TikTok get a lot of views, it's because the idea of the video gets people to take a chance. So trying to find these better ideas is the best way. You could look at Pinterest, you could look at YouTube, you could do research on TikTok on things that are working there, but go ahead and find some ideas that people are taking a chance on, right? Now, the next thing here is your initial visual isn't assisting you. So you want to go ahead and pique some sort of curiosity within the first couple seconds of your video in terms of the visual. Maybe it's something that you're holding, right? Or maybe it's a location that you're in, but there's got to be something that gets people to wonder what you're doing, okay? And the final thing is you're not tapping into the community like yours, like you want to reach, right? So you're not tapping into a community that's like yours that you'd like to reach. And you could do that, especially in any niche. So if you're talking about like TikTok growth, for example, I'm probably going to get people that are interested in growing on social media in general. I'm probably going to get people that are interested in growing on YouTube, or people who are in business, right? Or in e-commerce. And I'm going to get a lot of people like that who are trying to grow their business, their e-commerce and all those things with TikTok. And so being able to address those people in your topics and in your ideas is going to help you tap into other communities that are already here, and go ahead and find the people that are interested in what you do and go ahead and bring them to you. Okay. So let's go ahead and get to the next one here. Number 2, your presence on camera is not enjoyable for the viewer. So this could be a lot of things. Okay. This could be you being nervous. If you're nervous on camera, people can tell. And the way to not be nervous on camera is to, one, believe in yourself, right? Believe in what you're doing. The second thing is that you just have to get a lot of practice. So being able to post a couple times per day and just practicing, or not even posting, right? Just talking to the camera and watching yourself back for 20, 25, 30 minutes and try to figure out some of the things that you're doing that are making you nervous. Are you doing some sort of movement, or are you, stuttering a bunch? It all depends. A lot of those things can happen to you, especially if you're not used to doing this content creation thing. So just getting better and practicing. The next part here is your body language. Is your body language nervous? Are you rocking back and forth? Are you doing something that's really distracting to the viewer? So understanding your body language obviously comes with practice. The next part is speaking clearly. Some people speak really quiet and you really can't understand what they're saying. And some people, just scream at the mic, okay? So just speak calmly, clearly, right? And get your point across. The next thing that you could be lacking is your personality. Show your personality a little bit on your videos based on some of the things that you're talking about with your topics and all of that. You can show your personality, whether you're a little more outgoing or you're witty, funny, show those things with your content. The final thing can be your lighting, right? Your location. That can turn people on or off as well. If your video is super dark, and there's just statistics in general on TikTok where brighter videos do better on the For You page. And so being conscious of your lighting, if you want to go ahead and get better lighting, take your phone and then find a window and put your phone between the window and yourself, and that light's going to go ahead and shine on your face. Everything will be nice and look really nice. There'll be a little catch light in your eye. It'll look much, much better. Or go ahead and get a big light like I have, or a ring light, something like that. But that matters as well. So your presence on camera is going to matter. Now let's go ahead and go to number 3 here. Your content isn't eligible for the For You feed, right? And I'm seeing this a ton right now. And your content is not eligible for many reasons. The first one is copyrighted content. You're using copyrighted content, NFL, movies, and all these things worked before on TikTok, but now you have to be really conscious about where you take it from and what you're posting, because they will go ahead and take it down almost instantly. Now, one of the things people are doing is they're going to YouTube and they're screen recording and they're trying to upload, or they're screen recording, taking to CapCut and uploading. There's metadata that is collected as well. YouTube has content IDs in the metadata, as well as they're able to identify the waveform, your audio waveform. So if that content and that matches up with anything that they've already posted there, TikTok's able to detect that it's been posted somewhere else and that it's somebody else's content. So that's a big one there. Okay. The next one, that, like we talked about, the content's already posted on YouTube. They're able to see waveforms. They have the content ID. Now, the next reason is it's too static. If you're posting, just a singular picture, TikTok doesn't like that. Or if your video is very static, a lot of CapCut templates get this ineligible for the For You page as well. And so if your video is too static, that can also cause it. Static being short as well. If it's under, say, 6 seconds, they don't like videos under 6 seconds. And realistically, they like videos that are going to be closer to a minute now or over a minute. You're also ineligible for the For You feed if you're saying things that you can't say. You can't talk about some subjects extremely openly on here, extreme sadness, or, a lot of things in the behavioral sciences. There's a lot of things that you can't say and can't talk about. And I obviously can't tell you right now, otherwise it would affect what I have going on as well. The next part here is your videos have watermarks. If you're just downloading them straight from TikTok and trying to re-upload them, even if they're yours, you still can't do that. They don't like the watermarks on the For You feed. And if you're trying to take somebody else's content and you go ahead and drop it in SnapTik, allegedly they have these invisible watermarks. So once it's been posted on TikTok, they have an invisible watermark that you can't see. So that's how they're able to go ahead and detect these things as well. And then you have unusual activity. So if you're doing a lot of suspicious things on your account, or you are just posting and you're not being a user at all, because TikTok's flywheel is you're a user and a creator, because they want you to check out the For You feed, see what's going on, and then go ahead and create based on some of the trends and those kind of things, right? And so if you're only doing one of those things, you're breaking their flywheel, and you also look like a bot, because a bot's not going to go ahead and interact, in a usual manner. They're going to either, do a lot of activity, or they're not going to do any at all and only post, right? So when you guys make these new accounts, everybody makes a new account and starts posting to it instantly. That's what a bot does, right? And so there's this period of warming up your account when you post a brand new account, and that's a big thing. And so just not acting like spam, not acting like a bot is going to be a big thing. Okay, let's go ahead and go down to the next one here. And this is especially for beginners. TikTok doesn't know what your account is about. And there are a lot of people, a lot of coaches that get on me about this part of it, TikTok SEO, the categorizations and all that. And a lot of times when they're speaking on this, it's because their account is already trusted. They're already getting categorized every single time they post. I'm 25 for my last 25 on mine, right? And so, that's a thing that they're not realizing, because they don't have to go through it. When you're a new creator, you are going to go through this. You're going to have a lot of fine related content, because TikTok does not know what your account is about yet, right? And so your videos are, extremely random, right? Your videos are random. I know a lot of people are, trying to post all these random things, but TikTok doesn't know what you're about yet, okay? The other thing as well with that is your SEO of your profile. If your profile doesn't show, or at least say with some words what your account is about, TikTok has nothing to pull from. When you're a brand new account, TikTok has no idea what you're about, right? And so they can analyze your first, 5 to 10 posts and kind of figure out what you're about. But if you go ahead and optimize your profile and let TikTok know exactly what you're trying to rank for, that's when you're going to go ahead and see more results with the, getting categorized and TikTok understanding what you're about, okay? So optimizing that part is important, because getting consistent categorizations is also important, whether the other coaches and gurus realize it or not, because it shows consistently and it builds trust about what your account's about. If I were the algorithm, I wouldn't want to show you any of my friends if I didn't know what your account is about, if I didn't trust that you were going to deliver value, right? Same goes for you on the other end. So you want to think about it in that regard. And then finally, your audience is confused on what to expect. If you are posting all these random videos, or your SEO isn't on point and all of those things. When people see your content, they could see your first video, maybe be intrigued, but look at the rest of your account and be like, what is this account about? Like, why would I follow this account? Why would I interact with this account again? It's too random. I want to be able to go somewhere where I know exactly what I'm going to get. Why do people go to Starbucks? Because they want coffee. Why do people want McDonald's? Because they know that they're going to get food fast and it's convenient. Why do they go to your account? You don't know? If you don't know, that's going to be a problem, right? And so this is another big issue. You want people to know what to expect. When you come to my account, you're going to expect to learn new features, how to grow on TikTok, TikTok algorithm, TikTok SEO. You know that those things are going to be coming from my account. So you have to have some sort of expectation, whether that's get ready with me, whether that's a vlog, whether that's, some sort of style or format or niche. You have to be known for something, okay? Otherwise, you will not stand out here on this platform. Let's go to the next one here. Your content just isn't valuable, right? Your content is not valuable to the end user, and you don't get to decide, right? You don't get to decide if it's valuable. You don't get to decide if it's quality. They do. The feedback, right? And so I talk a lot about more in my community. I talk about systems thinking. And when you're trying to think more systematically, almost like what I'm breaking down here, this single problem into all these variables, you'll understand that the input, right, of value, right, is you going ahead and testing it out. And then you get to see what happens when you post that video. And the feedback loop is, does this video do well? Am I getting engagement? Am I getting likes? Are people following me? If yes, then you probably found something that works. If no, we need to continue to put different inputs into the system until we get the right output and feedback in order to, continue that system and grow that system, right? So you need to be valuable in the form of education, inspiration, or entertainment, and that's it. And it's not for you to decide, it's for them to decide, okay? So let's kind of go up here to the next one. This is kind of a A and B part. Your content is selfish, right? You're making it with you in mind rather than the problems or the subjects that your viewers would like in terms of education, inspiration, and entertaining, right? If you're doing this selfishly, then cool. If this is going to be your journal or the place that you express yourself, go ahead and express yourself and do that. Just don't expect to grow, right? Because it's not about you. It's about the end user. Are you helping them? Are you entertaining them? Are you inspiring them? If you are, you're going to grow. If you're not, you're not, okay? And sometimes it's just that blunt. Now, the next part here is you're just copy and pasting your content, right? With CapCut templates or with trends, you're just copy and pasting. You're seeing what somebody else is doing and you're just doing it. If you see a trending dance, you do it. If you see a trending audio, you just use it, right? And you blend in because to stand out in that pool, one, it's always easy to be first, right? If you're in the front of a trend, you're going to reap those benefits, right? But if you're in the back end of a trend, you're going to get caught in the noise of everybody else. And so if this is what you're doing all the time, you're going to get stuck. And you're going to get stuck at 200 views. You're also not going to learn the skills necessary to break out if this is the only thing that you do, right? And so some of the other things that we talked about, the hooks and the ideas and all those things, if you're not learning those things, you'll never grow. So it's you taking the chance, right? It's you taking the chance on yourself to be able to go ahead and do these things and invest in yourself and learn these skills, because you could take these skills to many other places, okay? And then finally, I think this is my last one right here. I have one more. Your video isn't built for engaging with you, right? So are you asking questions? Are you asking questions in your content in order to get a response from somebody? Are you asking for feedback? I do this all the time. I want to know the reasons, the reasons why you're struggling or the things that are holding you back so that I can go ahead and make these mind maps and reverse engineer all of these things so I can go ahead and help you guys. That's why I love the feedback, right? I love the feedback as well, because if you don't get feedback, how are you going to get better, right? So getting that feedback and asking for that feedback in your videos every once in a while is important. The other way to be built for engagement is to be polarizing, right? Be polarizing. To stand your ground, say what you believe in, just like I did earlier in this video, right? A lot of people talk crap about TikTok SEO, but I wholeheartedly believe in it because I've seen when it's done to small accounts and how much they've grown based on being able to be consistent and gain that trust. And ultimately, they go ahead and break out of the 200 view jail. So that's another thing that I'm passionate about, but being polarizing and really holding your ground, because I was getting a lot of flack, 6, 7, 8 months ago when I said longer videos are going to work, right? And a lot of people were like, this is TikTok. We only want to see, 6 to 12 second videos, and we like the trending sounds and all of that. And what I was doing was showing people the exact opposite, right? Because I felt like in the market, the pendulum had swung all the way to the end and it started to, come back the other way, because we had, short trending audio, trending dances, trending sounds, trending hashtags. And I think we kind of hit that, in my opinion, we kind of hit that pendulum spot where it's going to start coming back, where videos are going to be authentic and they're going to be longer, right? And those kind of things. So being polarizing and not just going with the crowd, but standing on what you believe in, okay? And then the final one right here that we're going to break down is you can't get anybody to watch a second video from you, okay? We talked a little bit about it in another one, but this is a big part. So the reason that I can get people to watch more than one video from me is because I try to give as much value as possible and people find it valuable, right? So I use call to actions and a video tag as well. So you can go ahead and tag videos now in your description. If you go ahead and go to the upload tab, right, on your, when you're just before you upload, there's just below where you get the hashtags and stuff, where there's that little hashtag button. If you go all the way over, there'll be a spot that says videos, and you can go ahead and tag any video that you'd like in your description. That will get somebody to watch a second video from you. Now, why is this important? It's important because I call it average views per viewer. That's actually what YouTube calls it too. But this statistic is really important on YouTube, and I believe it's important as well on TikTok. It only makes sense, right? And so, being a system thinker like I am, I'm able to take components from other things that I've seen and build something different and kind of use those things that are similar with social media accounts and platforms, right? I'm able to use something that works for YouTube. It's probably going to work somewhat similarly for TikTok. If you can get somebody to watch more than one video from you, it's probably going to be a good signal to the algorithm that you're valuable, that you're entertaining, and those things, right? And so one of the ways you can do that is to get somebody to watch a second video with a video tag. Another way you can do this is reply to a comment with a video, right? That will get somebody to watch the video that you're talking about and then click on the comment to see the previous video on what you were talking about, right? And so they watch 2 videos from you. If they watch 2 videos from you, the algorithm will probably serve them a third video. And if they like that, they'll continue to engage, and then you'll be on their For You page a lot more, right? And that's there's a snowball effect that happens with that. The other thing you can do as well is create a series. So if you go ahead and create a series, this is how I blew up my account originally, is I did a whole series on TikTok SEO. I did like a 5-part series or a 6-part series on TikTok SEO, and one of them blew up. All it took was one of them to blow up, and then from that video, everybody else from that video started to watch the other 5, right? So that's a really big thing. And then finally is your live. The go live feature, right? Once you can go live, once you can get to 1,000 followers or your business account, you're able to go live as well. You can get anybody to watch a second video from you going live, because if they interact with your live, they comment or they watch you for a little bit, they're going to get shown another live from you and or another video from you. And that's just somebody, seeing you for the second time. So that's a really important part as well. And pushing, posting and then going live right away is another tactic that I'm seeing work extremely well, because your live goes to the For You feed, and some of your videos that are on the For You feed, they get shown while you're live. And so they have that, your profile, and it starts to blink. That's another way that they push out lives and live content, is that way, as well as on the For You page. So that's a whole nother area for you guys to go ahead and utilize the For You page. It's almost like double dipping. So I hope this helped, guys. Get out of the 200 view jail listening to these 9 things.